So I'm a personal trainer. I've been doing it since probably 2015, but I grew up in gyms. Like, my mom was a personal trainer before me. I'm actually a second-generation personal trainer and a second-generation kinesiologist. So we both got our degree in exercise science as well. So it's just kind of been my jam for, like, my whole life. And I thought I was going to be pre-med bio for a couple years in college. 3 wasted years of tuition, but it's okay. I learned a lot out of those 3 years. But essentially, I realized that wasn't for me. I needed something still probably in the medical field, but not that side, because that side of health is all reactive for the most part. And I wanted to be on the side that was more preventative, and I wanted to be able to help people with their quality of life, and help them feel better before things got rough, help correct things before things got, to the point where they needed a doctor or something along those lines. And so I ended up switching over to kinesiology, and it was like the heavens opened up and angels sang, and it was like, oh, I found my people. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. And along the way, I just realized that there's a lot that is needed out of my industry specifically, because not enough trainers get specific enough. And that's fine. That's not their niche, but there are things that are needed that I see that aren't being met, such as muscle imbalances and corrective exercise. So I'm also a corrective exercise specialist as well as just a personal trainer. So that's kind of a little bit about why I do what I do and what I do.
What was your initial reason that you came in, and what was it like after the Atlas adjustment?
So I've gone to chiropractors off and on for a long time because I have hypermobile joints. So all of my joints move more than they're supposed to, which I've put my body through a lot of trauma over the years with dance and car wrecks and you name it. And so I've always gone to some kind of chiropractor at like some stage. So I was going to a traditional chiropractor like back in the day, and I hadn't been diagnosed with hypermobile joints at that point, and he just knew that he needed to adjust really hard to get my joints to actually move. Otherwise, my tendons and ligaments would just give and my joints would stay where they were. And so he over-adjusted my ankle, and actually gave me some tendon pain and like injured one of my tendons in my right ankle. And so I realized that I probably needed something more specific. And a little
like your workout? What you do for other people?
Yeah, weird. It's like I should have put that together sooner. It's fine. Anyways, but I realized I probably needed something more specific than just a traditional like chiropractor. And my masseuse at the time, my bodywork specialist, was actually working out of this office.
Nice.
Yes. And she was like, you need to come here, because they are very specific. Like, so specific. And I was like, tell me more. And so she told me about y'all's theory with moving just the Atlas and putting that one thing back in place, and then it adjusting everything all the way down and affecting everything all the way down, and with my background, I was like, ooh, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, we're going to do that.
Right?
Yeah. I was like, oh, yeah. And so I came and I did my first session where I did like the scan and the x-ray and all the things. And then they did one adjustment, and I'd been having pretty bad like migraines and headaches because I hadn't been going to the chiropractor. And after the first adjustment, low rough, because all of my muscles were super mad about it. But the follow-up adjustment, everything was fine. And the follow-up adjustment is like, 2 days later. So
it's quick.
So it was, I was like, oh, okay, well, that makes sense. All right, guess we're gonna do this now. This works.
With the migraines, how often do you have them anymore?
I do still have them right now, but that's mostly stress and tension related. It's not quite joint related. So as far as those specific types of migraines, no, not really. And I actually used to go to the doctor for them. He would prescribe me muscle relaxers and all kinds of things. Nothing was working. I would have a headache for 3 days and then go into the doctor and there'd be nothing.
Yeah.
Which was annoying. And then I went to the traditional chiropractor and he was like, have you ever been adjusted sitting up? And I was like, no. And he was like, are you up for it? I was like, sure. Well, what I learned during that adjustment is that my atlas had actually been jammed. And I think it actually got jammed from smacking my head on the bottom of a pool.
All the little traumas that lead up to having atlas misalignment and worse atlas misalignment, and then it never specifically getting checked and not having the x-rays and the know how to specifically analyze that area.
Pretty much, yeah, because then he adjusted that one, it moved, and then had a massive migraine for like 3 days. And then he went about, normal chiropractic care because the migraine went away, and he was like, oh, the muscles must have been bad, and then kept going.
Yeah.
And so no, I don't have those types of migraines anymore. Thank God for that. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Because that was a nightmare. That sucked a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those do.
Yeah, because I don't have time to stop. And I'm a personal trainer, so.
Yeah, it's on the go and it's physical all the time.
Yeah, there's no like, oh, I'm going to lay down and rest for like 3 days.
Yeah.
No.
Are there any other symptoms that have gotten better with this specific type of care?
Oh yeah, I used to have sciatic in my left hip, and it would run like all the way down my hip, and I don't have the sciatic anymore at all, actually, which is amazing. I could still feel like I've got a tight piriformis here, and then most of the time I just come in and you go, all right, yep, right hip's locked up, left hip's lifted, click, cool, moving on.
Done.
Yeah.
No more sciatic pain.
Yeah, and then my piriformis feels fine, and I move on.
And then any symptoms like if you ever get brain fog, did you have any digestive things clear up for you? Anything like that?
Probably, but I'm going to be really honest about that. I didn't pay enough attention to my body for that to even register. Yeah, I was too busy. I had like 20 clients a day.
So it may have been messed up, but you don't know.
Oh yeah, I had no time to like even
deal with that.
Yeah, brain fog, what's that? I can't do that.
Yeah.
Even if it's hard, I got to keep going. So,
all right, Rachel, go ahead and lie on your back, feet and ankles off the end of the table for me. Here we go. All right, first thing we do is the leg check. The leg check tells us if the atlas is in or out. And she is nice and even, so in. Let's get you flipped over. All right. So we did the leg check face up to check the atlas, but when we do a leg check face down, that tells us what's going on in the pelvis and low back. And so this right side, this is fairly common for her. This right side is rotated backwards, which causes that right leg to look short when she's face down. So we're going to give that a big shove. And then we're going to come over to the other side where there is some tension here on the left and just take care of that. That way we get nice even legs. They stay even when we bring them up and the tension's gone. There we go. So in the low back, yes, left side. So we're going to use the activator right in here. This little spring-loaded instrument goes right into the joint. Give it a couple clicks. This is what allows us to be really, really specific because we're not just putting them in a position and then pulling. We are right in the joint that is stuck. All right. We always want to check the back of the head. This is such a common place for people to experience headaches or even start to get headache. Tension headaches are huge right here. Always go up here and loosen these little muscles up. Or like we like to say, put your head back on straight. Literally. Literally. Yeah. All right, now right through here, we're going to make sure we get right on the joints, like I said before, that are stuck. We're going to give it a shove. There we go. Now this is the tricky part, because sometimes you get that audible pop like what you hear on TikTok, and sometimes you don't. You do not have to have a pop through here for it to move. That's really just air and gases coming out of the joint. If it moves quick enough, it happens. If it moves slower, it doesn't. Let me get you sitting up. I'm actually going to have you face the other way.
Oh, it's weird. Okay.
All right, so I know Dr. Taylor does a lot of her neck adjustments face down. I like to do them, I'll do them face down, but I do like to do them seated. It feels different with the weight of the head on the neck. So right there. Same thing, you want to find that one that's stuck and get right into it. So when I go through here and give it just a little push, I can feel where that tightness is or that tension, and that's what I go for. So then we get right in there and get that joint. Go ahead and turn to the left and to the right. That's it. Now, whenever I have her turn left and right, that's really just so I can make sure that the rotation of her head goes the same both directions, or relatively the same, because if it doesn't, then there's something still stuck and I need to go back and double check everything and make sure that we got it. All right, Rachel. Done.
Thank you.
This is something that we do. It's so common. We do it a lot for a lot of patients, but it's actually an ear adjustment. Now, obviously, this isn't a joint in the ear, but when you tension the ear and do a quick pull, it allows the eustachian tube to open up and drain. A lot of times what patients will feel is they'll start to feel that immediate drainage through the throat. It's very quick. So during allergy season, and especially right now because we had the weather change, everybody's been getting their ears done. Yeah. Sometimes you hear an audible pop with it. Sometimes it kind of sounds like Velcro in their ear. There. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Both ears today.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. So the eustachian tube in the ear, whenever we have allergies, whenever we have, any kind of backup of mucus through the system and the sinuses, with that eustachian tube, when we can lengthen that and open that back up, that allows all of that to drain. So it comes back and down through. A lot of times it will help people's sinuses start to clear. They'll be able to breathe better. So we want to make sure that we check people, especially people that complain of regular sinus issues and things like that, that we get in there and pull those.